Hello everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. Today we're going to be taking a look at a piece of glitch art that I think is a stunning example of a couple of things here. So first, of course, we see that contrast there. Also, we see it moves in progressively. If you want to take a look at the piece, just go back, we'll check it out real quick. We're going to jump onto the whiteboard. All right, here we are. So obviously, in our initial introduction, we're met with this pretty stark contrast. You notice we see two subjects facing each other. They're embracing for a kiss. We can suggest that they're a couple here, and we see these kind of faces in the background. And it's hard to say who those faces are. We could kind of go down a path and contemplate on that, but I think I'm going to save that for now. Just note there are some subjects in the back. We got an eye there, mouth, eye, eye. So there's kind of two subjects, maybe even a third. Go back and check the piece for me real quick. So you see these two subjects, and then you also see some subjects in the back staring at them. So who do you think those subjects are in the back, and more importantly, who do you think these two subjects are here? So of course it moves in. The first thing we note is going to be that contrast. So we have kind of like a rough outline here. So we have that, and then we also have this axis here, right, that goes across. I'm going to go for green. And this both implies, both on this side is a dark on light contrast, and then the silhouette of both subjects here who are embracing for a kiss are also a dark on light contrast as well. So we see this kind of torn texture effect all across the piece, and that's indicative of something we call glitch art. So glitch art, it originated with one of the first pieces. I'm going to reference it real quick. I believe it was Digital TV Dinner, created by Jamie Faye Fentonas in 1978. So you can go back and actually look that on YouTube real quick. And then we also have a much more recent one in 2010 was started Glitch Safari. So they find any kind of malfunction out in the wild, and then they kind of recreate that effect there. They document it, and then they put it on platforms like Tumblr, using kind of the multi-platform distribution that Apollo actually uses as well. And that was created by Jeff Donaldson and then another person, Antonio something. The last name escapes me, but Jeff Donaldson and Antonio blank. You can check them out. The Glitch Safari is honestly a really interesting project. Whenever I found it, I was immediately intrigued. I was just going through each one, just kind of looking at the depth of the origins of glitch art in a massive way, especially in the much more recent contemporary origins of glitch art in that context. So of course the piece progressively moves. They move closer to embrace for the kiss. You can see their silhouette there of their lips, and also up here, their third eyes are up here, right? So we can also see this as kind of like a metaphorical convergence. So when two people kiss, they are kind of converging souls, converging energies, converging trust, and that all compounds into that. So I also wanted to go back and say something about glitch art real quick. So glitch art it's kind of interesting, right? Because it originated with us just kind of seeing these weird malfunctions and kind of being afraid of them. Like, what is this, right? And we had no idea what it was. It was obviously some type of malfunction in the hardware of screen-based devices, that is. And so because of that malfunction, whenever a screen doesn't do something that you expect it to do, or whenever a screen breaks, for example, that results in something that's unexpected, kind of frightening. It makes you anxious. You're like, oh God, because it rejects our traditional expectation of what the technology should do, also known as what it should work, right? And when it doesn't work, that kind of frightens us and scares us. So glitch art takes that, and then through the conscious and careful crafted manipulation of different through different video effects or files, individual photos. There's different ways you can result in something like glitch art. I've seen glitch art through generative art. Sorry. I've also seen it through kind of motion picture editing, like here, for example. You can also do it if you go into a text. An individual photo has a text file with it. So if you change some of the text or delete some, you'll get a very distorted photo. And kind of upon first glance, that may shock or scare you. And that's because it's unexpected. It's something new. And that is kind of the perfect place. It defines art in a big way like that. So I think glitch art is still in its origins in the context of what it could be one day, because as these devices, as the internet and just internet culture integrates more and more into our lives, we're just going to see even more spread of this glitch art and malfunctions, and then a desire to control that and create an art piece out of that. So I really thought that glitch art was intriguing in that way, because it is a controlled chaos. It takes initial chaos that may scare you, like a screen breaking, and then through careful and conscious manipulation, you can craft that and create that right in front of you. So it's absolutely incredible. It's a controlled chaos, and we've been able to master that. Kind of like in yesterday's piece by Maxim Zekost, I believe it is, Computations. We we see the flow of a wave in yesterday's piece, and that is also a controlled chaos. Floods used to kill entire villages, and they still do, and that's why water is incredibly powerful. So to be able to kind of appropriate that and create that in a piece, and then display it back to the viewer in a controlled environment, shows not only a mastery of the technology, but also just shows you how far we've been able to come as collective humans. It's incredible. So, see, some more I want to say with this piece is love by itself is defined by vulnerability. So, if you're like, the trust in a relationship is vulnerability, so is leaning in for a kiss, because she might lean away and say no. You also close your eyes whenever you kiss, so that's also an act of vulnerability. And and of course, if either of you guys have COVID, you're also vulnerable for that. So there's obviously an exchange there, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. And there's this exchange of vulnerability, because if one person is vulnerable and the other is not, then there is no relationship in the first place, and there is no moment like this. So I think that's incredible to note, and glitch art does a great display of showing that. And I think, yeah, I said in the written piece that was just uploaded today, I said the result is something which feels borderline divine. And that's because I think that is because of the controlled chaos once again. So whenever you can control chaos and then spit it back out in a expressive piece here, it's incredibly powerful, and it shows a mastery over the arts. And I just wanted to share that piece with you guys today. So if you guys enjoyed, check out the full written piece and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all guys next time on the next Apollo art analysis, and I hope y'all enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.